Some people dream of being strong. Others are forged by the fire of life itself. When pain breaks most people, it builds him. When everyone runs, he walks straight into the storm. Because the strongest person isn't the one who never falls. It's the one who rises again, even when his bones remember every fall. There comes a time in every person's life when silence screams louder than words, when defeat whispers in your ears that maybe you were never meant to win. And that's when the world separates the ordinary from the strongest. The strongest are not born from comfort, they're born in chaos. They're shaped by rejection, polished by failure, and sharpened by loneliness. Every scar on their soul is a medal of survival. Every broken piece a story of rebirth. They have seen what it means to lose everything and still smile. They have felt the weight of the world on their chest, but refused to kneel. The strongest people are those who stood tall even when life cut their wings. Because strength isn't about lifting weights, it's about lifting yourself. Every single time life drops you to the ground. People think power comes from muscles, status, or money, but true strength comes from discipline. From the moments you choose not to quit. From those silent battles when no one's watching. The strongest don't talk about their pain, they transform it. When life says you can't, they whisper, "Watch me." They don't need validation because they fought too many invisible wars to care about applause. They've been betrayed, underestimated, forgotten, yet they rise again. Stronger, smarter, quieter. Because the strongest warriors don't always fight with swords, sometimes they fight with patience. In a world full of noise, the strongest walk alone. They don't chase attention, they build themselves in silence. When others are busy proving, they're busy improving. Every failure, every heartbreak, every insult becomes fuel. They don't complain, they evolve. When the world breaks them, they rebuild piece by piece, fire by fire. They learn to smile through the chaos. Not because life is easy, but because they've learned that pain is temporary, but giving up lasts forever. You see, the strongest don't fear pain, they use it. Every night they cried became the reason they grew colder, smarter, and more focused. Every loss became a lesson. Every betrayal became motivation. They stopped asking, "Why me?" and started saying, "Try me." That's what makes them unstoppable. They've walked through fire and learned how to dance in it. They've fallen so many times that pain no longer surprises them. Because once you've seen your worst days, no storm can scare you anymore. Strongest aren't the loudest, they're the calmest in chaos. When the world panics, they breathe. When others give excuses, they act. When everyone doubts them, they bet on themselves. They've seen what happens when you quit and they refuse to go back there. Their strength doesn't come from being fearless, it comes from facing fear and still moving forward. There were nights they felt like breaking, but they remembered why they started. There were days they wanted to disappear, but they looked at the mirror and said, "Not yet." Because inside, every strong person is a version of them that refused to die. The broken version, the tired version, and the hopeless version. And that's what makes them powerful. They've met their demons and made peace with them. The strongest don't run from pain, they grow through it. They've learned that success isn't a gift, it's a war. Every goal costs a piece of your soul. Every victory demands a sacrifice. But the strongest never complain. They understand that diamonds are made under pressure, not comfort. So they choose the hard road, the one filled with challenges, doubts, and fears, because they know that's where growth lives. And that's why you can't break them anymore. You can throw pain, betrayal, rejection. They've already faced worse. They've been through nights of silence, mornings of emptiness, days without hope, and they still kept going. The world tried to bury them, but it forgot they were seeds. Every fall made them rise deeper. Every failure made them sharper. Every heartbreak made them wiser. Strongest people are not the ones who win easily. They are the ones who keep fighting even when they know they might lose. Because for them, giving up is never an option. They've learned that every time they survive something they thought would destroy them, they become someone new, someone unbreakable. They've seen fake friends disappear, when the light fades. They've faced family doubts, social pressure, failures, heartbreaks, and still, they stand. They've mastered the art of patience, the art of silence, the art of staying focused when everyone else gets distracted. Their power is not in their strength, it's in their endurance. You want to know what makes them different? It's not talent, not luck, not opportunity. It's consistency. While others sleep, they work. While others doubt, they believe. While others quit, they push one more time. Because they know the difference between a loser and a legend is one more try. And they'll always give that one more try. Their story isn't perfect, it's painful, brutal, and lonely. But that's what makes it real. They've cried behind closed doors, failed in silence, suffered without witnesses. And that's why they're dangerous. Because their strength was built where no one was watching. They didn't need an audience to grow, they needed pain. The strongest know how it feels to start from zero, to be laughed at, to be ignored, to be told, you can't. And that's exactly why they'll never stop. Because they remember how it felt when no one believed in them and they swore they'd never feel that weak again. Strength isn't loud, it's quiet, disciplined, relentless. It's the way you wake up every morning and fight your demons one more day. It's the way you face fear and still move forward. It's the way you stay kind in a world that tried to break you. It's the way you carry pain and still smile. The strongest don't just survive, they transform. They use every scar as a reminder of how far they've come. They understand that pain doesn't destroy you, it reveals you. That every failure is just preparation for a bigger fight. That every setback is a setup for a comeback. So when you see someone calm, focused, and unshakable, understand this. They weren't born that way. They earned it. Through nights of pain, through storms of doubt, through endless struggle. They built themselves from the ground up. And that's why you can't destroy them, because they've already rebuilt themselves too many times. Their strength isn't what they show, it's what they hide. Their power isn't in their words, it's in their silence. And their greatest weapon is that they never stop. You want to be strong? Then stop looking for shortcuts. Stop wishing for an easier life. Build your strength in the fire. Let pain shape you, let failure teach you, let fear challenge you. Because the strongest version of you is waiting on the other side of your excuses. One day, people will look at you and say, you're lucky. But they won't know the sleepless nights, the tears you hid, the rejections you faced, the wars you fought alone. They'll see the results, but never the road. That's the price of strength. So keep going, keep fighting, keep building. Because strength isn't what you have, it's who you become when you have nothing left. The strongest are not those who never fall. They're the ones who rise again and again until falling no longer scares them. And when that day comes, when you look in the mirror and see the person who survived everything meant to destroy you, smile. Because you'll finally understand, you were never weak. You were always becoming strong. There comes a stage when the strongest don't chase victory, they chase mastery. Because they've learned that real power is not in defeating others, it's in defeating the old version of themselves. Every day they wake up to a war, not with the world, but with their own weakness, their own doubts, their own limits. The strongest fight battles that no one sees. And the reason they win is because they never stop showing up. They understand something the world often forgets. You don't grow when things are easy. You grow when life tests you. When everything seems unfair. When you want to quit but don't. That's when you evolve. That's when you become unrecognizable, not because you changed for the world, but because you became who you were meant to be all along. The strongest don't seek comfort, they seek challenge. Because comfort kills growth. They don't care about applause, they care about progress. They know that a storm will either destroy you or define you, and they choose to let it define them. While others run from fire, they walk through it. Because they know, if you want to be the strongest, you must first survive the burn. Strength isn't built in a gym, it's built in pain, heartbreak, rejection, and failure. It's built when you get up every single time life knocks you down. It's built when you choose to be kind even after being betrayed. It's built when you face fear head on and say, "Not today." The strongest are those who keep faith even when the light goes out, who still believe when everything inside them screams to give up. They don't wait for motivation, they move without it. They don't wait for the perfect moment, they create it. They've accepted that life won't always be fair, but they also know that fairness doesn't decide fate, discipline does. They don't let emotions control their effort. Whether happy, sad, broken, tired, they show up anyway. That's the difference. That's why they rise while others remain the same.